So I guess this is my first video, which I've more or less decided to do just on a whim. There's cats in the background, so if you hear noises, that'll be them. Been thinking about making videos for a while, but I probably thought I'd be making them for the wrong reasons. So the reasons why I decided to call my channel Bad ASMR is because it's probably not really ASMR. And if it is, I mean, I'm only using an iPhone and I really don't have any 3DO mics or anything like that. So I just make do with what I have, and that's that. And there isn't really going to be the only theme, I suppose, to this channel is, the whole ASMR thing, but shit's going to be all over the place. I might be talking about records one day and a pair of jeans the next, who knows. It's just not, it's not going to be consistent. It'll be consistently inconsistent. And that's even if I upload anything. So what I'm currently doing, which I'm cleaning my Bowie records, because there's a lot of people out there that say that you should clean brand new records, and I've always been a bit iffy on that, whether that was actually worth it or not, and sure as hell is, because when you see the water out of this spin clean after I clean all these Bowie records that are brand new, it's from the 5 Years box set. Most people say, but they're new records, they're not going to be dirty. Well, when you see the colour of the water, yeah, you'll be surprised. So I figured while I'm doing this, I may as well make a video. It's like 3:30 AM in the morning here in Australia, because obviously that's where I am due to my accent. And I was actually thinking of a video that I watched some time ago of an artist by the name of Steph Annis, I think, or anyway, she did a video on some of her records, which were punk, AFI, Descendants, Misfits, and that caught my attention. And I actually downloaded 2 of the albums that she showed us, and the AFI, it's not that I dislike it, it's just probably not my cup of tea, but that's probably because of the way I was introduced to hardcore. It sounded a bit hardcore to me, with the backing vocals and everything, and I think maybe the way I was introduced to it was probably the wrong way. I saw a video of Sick of It All, and the very start of the video was talking about how in metal, obviously I listen to metal, by the way, even though I'm cleaning Bowie records, I love metal. And the video started off with, in metal, people are always busy singing about wizards and warlords and things that aren't real, but in hardcore we sing about real life and real issues and stuff like that. And look, that's fine. That's all well and good, but I didn't like the fact that they were basically shitting on metal. And you know, bands that come to mind is Manowar, which are kind of ridiculous visually, and I suppose lyrically, because it's Manowar are a band that you know, I think they watched Conan the Destroyer, or Conan the Barbarian rather, in 1982, and they said, I want to be like Conan. And I'm going to write songs about that kind of stuff for the next 30 years, almost 40 years. I think they're doing a farewell thing now. I think they're finally calling it quits. And look, I love Manowar, but I only like their first 4 albums. There's only so much blood, fire, steel, death, wind, hell, fire that I can handle before it just gets a bit all too repetitive. And yeah, but anyway, I digress. The whole purpose of this video is, well, purpose there isn't, aside from my want to just simply do it, and more make it rather, and see what the fuck happens. I figured, going back to the video that Steph posted however long ago, I figured that I would, while I'm cleaning these Bowie records, I'd probably tear a page out of her book and show off some of my records, aside from the Bowie ones. Well, the Bowie ones I'll probably leave for another day. But this would be the first one, which I think is reversed. Kind of looks weird, but anyway, yeah, it's the Misfits Static Age. These could probably use a clean, the spin clean as well. A lot of my Misfits records I was working at a record store, and usually when I buy records, I keep the prices inside somewhere. This one doesn't have one, but I got them at like cost price, and I know that there's some of the other ones that I have will have the cost price in them. Working at a record store definitely has its perks, that's for sure. I suppose where I was working was an electronics store, and they just happened to sell records as well. So while I was there, I utilised my staff discounts as much as I could, and this was one of them. This is one of the many records I bought while I was working there, and this is just, you know, just a standard reissue on Caroline Records, on black vinyl, not the coloured ones, unfortunately. I'd love to get this on orange vinyl, but maybe one day if I went to Slotto. Next is Evil Live. I'm not going to go through track listings on these because, I mean, you know, Google's your friend. You can easily look this up. And yeah, this one I got for $17.60, and I think maybe the full price would have been in the vicinity of somewhere between $30 and $35. So $17.60 was much better. This one I've put a MoFi sleeve on it. I don't think Static Age I did, I'm not sure, but I really recommend these sleeves. I reckon they are awesome. They're a bit pricey, but especially here in Australia, probably the people there in the States, you probably get it a lot cheaper than what I ever would. But yeah, just again, all of these Misfits, all of these LPs I'm showing today, they're all reissues. And my housemate has just woken up, and he'll be off to work momentarily. At 3:38 in the morning. Poor bastard. And of course the cats will follow because, you know, God forbid a person go to the toilet in peace. Can't have that. So next is Legacy of Brutality. This one I got for $17.05. Also in a MoFi sleeve. Actually been a while since I've listened to this one. That's the thing with Misfits though. So many albums with the same songs, with just different sessions and whatnot. Which, I mean, look, I still love them. I mean, it's not a problem, but yeah. It is what it is. You leaving for work? Okay. Got that one already. What do we got next? Earth AD and Wolf's Blood. This is where I start nitpicking, which, you know, a lot of you will probably say, oh, just be happy that you got it and blah, 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 blah. And I am, but also got this for $17.60. But I mean, you got Earth's AD on one side, Wolf's Blood on the other. And what, these run for 10 minutes each if you're lucky. Yet they run at 33. It is always odd. You've got a 12-inch LP here that you could easily run these at 45 and have much better fidelity. But yet they chose to run them on 33, which is kind of, I don't know, I just don't think they're capitalizing on the advantages they have with running something on 45 instead of 33. I always thought it was weird. Because I've got LPs that run on 33 of an album, you know, let's say Billy Joel, The Stranger, and the 45 sounds way better. And yes, I know it's been mastered differently, but again, if you can get better results out of 45, then why not? Die Die My Darling. This especially should have been on 45. I mean, shit. You got 3 tracks on this album, single, whatever it's supposed to be. So this thing runs for like 6 minutes. Probably, maybe 7. And you got 1 track on side 1. 2 tracks on side 2. And it runs on 33. I mean, you can look at the vinyl, you could see the gaps between the grooves. It's just, they're just spaced out so much, which is great, by the way. I'm not complaining about that, but you know, 45 would have been nice. But it is what it is. I remember Steph saying that they on the video that she made, which I'll probably put a link in the description, that it would have been good if they made like a purple vinyl or mauve or violet, whatever you want to call this colour. A coloured vinyl for this release, and yeah, totally agree. I love coloured vinyl myself, so yeah, I'd jump on that shit if it was ever available on the same, on purple vinyl, violet vinyl, whatever. Love coloured vinyl, but seriously, most of the coloured LPs that I get, they seem to be red. I've got so much red vinyl, it's fucking ridiculous. And I just want something different. Anything but red. But if red's the only colour, being the collector I am, or sheep, for some of you out there that want to use that term, go right ahead. I couldn't give a rat's ass. I'll end up getting it. $16.50 for this one. And this is the Misfits, I think it's called Collection 1, which is just a comp. I know a lot of people out there are very much against compilations, I am not one of those people, and especially with the Misfits. I mean, you've got what I think close to 20 songs on this album, and I mean the Misfits had more 7-inches than anything else, and to have a lot of those on a single LP, it's fucking handy. So definitely not against comps, if they're good comps and if they sound good. I'm one of those people that strongly believe that when you buy music, whether it be LP, CD, even I don't care if it's digital cassette, it should be as accurate as possible. I don't care how shit the recording is. I don't care if we're talking about Dark Throne Transylvanian Hunger. It should be as accurate as the master tapes, as accurate as possible. Collection 2. And I'm a sucker for hype stickers. Originally, this sticker was on the shrink wrap, and I just took it off and stuck it on the cover, which I'm sure. And this has got 20 tracks on it. That's got 20 tracks. If you can read it, if it's not mirrored. And black vinyl again, not orange or red or whatever this comes in. But another great compilation. Also one that I haven't listened to in a while. I think this was the first Misfits LP I bought. Yeah, it was. This one I got from Heartland Records. So Paul, if you ever come across this video, thank you for all the years of selling me LPs. I think I've been a customer of yours since what, 95? So this one here, 12 Hits from Hell on vinyl, which I know if Glenn Danzig, that is, probably wouldn't want me to have this, so. But this is awesome. This is a bootleg, but it would have been official if Glenn didn't put the brakes on the release. I'm sure most of you watching this know that this was due to be released on CD by Caroline Records sometime in the 90s, I think. And everything was good to go. They had some CDs made and whatnot. And Jerry and at least Jerry was happy with how the release, with the release the way it was and how it sounded and the layout and whatnot. This also comes with an insert as well. And it's got production and tracking notes on the back. Originally intended to be a full-length release, like so many recordings before it, and it just goes into a history of these recordings and whatnot, which is really fucking cool. But yeah, it was ready to be released on CD, and then from what I know, from what I've read, from what I remember from back in the 90s, Glenn just pulled the plug on the whole thing because he didn't like the mix on this, or I don't know, for some fucking reason. And he just pulled the plug on the whole thing, which I suppose he can because he wrote all the songs, so he definitely has that power. But I mean, this looks, and it's got a bloody barcode and everything. And you got a catalogue number there, but there's no catalogue number on the actual vinyl. There's no etchings or stamping, or there's no stampers used or nothing. So it's very, very much a bootleg. But yeah. So that's my Misfits. I haven't got any of their 7 inches or any of their original releases. In terms of originals from the late 70s, early 80s, they're all reissues and whatnot, because I simply don't fancy selling one of my kidneys to own, you know, a copy of Cough Cool or Horror Business or something like that. Next I have, I can never remember how to pronounce this properly. I say Samhain. I know a lot of people say Samhain, but I know it's Gaelic and it's supposed to be Samhain or Samhain or I don't know, some shit like that. But in any case, this is fucking awesome. Not an original press. This is a bootleg. Just a very fucking well made one. Very well made one. Or counterfeit, I should say. And because again, the collector in me would want to get one of the coloured vinyls, or better yet, there's like 5, anywhere between 3 and 5 copies of this album that's on black vinyl with white swirls. And that motherfucker sells for like $1,000 US, anywhere between $8 and $1,000 US. And I'd love to have that, but again, I don't really have the funds for that. This one's on white vinyl though. And I don't know where these are made. Maybe Mexico, maybe the States, I'm not sure. But fuck man, these sound fucking good. And I'm perfectly happy with this. One day if I see an original, I will buy it. As I prefer to have an original copy, no doubt. For this album anyway. But yeah. This will do me fine. And even comes with the insert. So whoever made this really really went to town on it. And the print quality's fantastic. Seriously, if someone fucking tried to pass this off as an OG, I would have fucking believed it if I knew that if I didn't know what to look for. But the etchings on the vinyl will always tell you if it's a bootleg or not. But yeah, really, really well made. Really well made. But that being said, if these ever get reissued officially, I will be the first in line to buy them, even though I have these. So for all you haters out there, oh, you're bootleg, you're not supporting the band with mock, da 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 da. Well, you know, if Glenn would fucking pull his fucking head out of his ass and actually reissue these, then maybe I'd fucking buy them. Next is November Coming Fire. Also bootleg, made by the same mob that did Initium. Now, from what I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but apparently the original pressing on this has, I think it's a jump or skip in either Diabolos or In My Grip. And that's on apparently on all copies, and it's just a mastering error where it skips. And this doesn't do that. This plays right through without any problems whatsoever on green vinyl. So in terms of I'm a person that actually plays their records. I'm not one of those people that just buys them, brags on that they have them, and doesn't play them. And if that's what a person wants to do, well, you know, that's up to them. But records are meant to be played, and I play mine. And even if I had the original, I'd be playing this one, because who wants to listen to a song where it jumps? Not me. This also comes with an insert. The original insert was like a vertical it's like twice the size. It came down like that, and you would fold it up. Whereas this is just one sheet. Lyrics on the back. Collage on the front. Blacks are a little bit washed out on this release. Not as good as Initium in terms of the print quality for this bootleg. But again, it's a bootleg. I mean, fuck. You can't be that nitpicky. I think I paid $20 for this. And it's 20 Australian, which is like, 15 US or 17 US or 16 US, some shit like that. So, beggars can't be choosers. But perfectly happy with this. Until something better comes along. Something that I deem is better, I suppose. Again, reissues would be nice. If they're made with the love that they deserve. And actually sound fucking good. If they don't sound better than this, then there's no point in buying them, right? And lastly, well, for the vinyl anyway, Danzig's first album. Also bootleg, but also very well made. You notice it's missing the logo. Oh, sorry, the logo is supposed to be here. This gatefold. Glossy, very nice, just fucking great. Seriously, again, I probably paid like $20 for this. And like I said, fucking red vinyl. If there was a different colour, I would have fucking bought a different colour. But no, it had to be red. But yeah, it sounds great. Like it, I mean, I'm sure this isn't sourced off the original master tapes or anything like that. I'm sure this is just probably sourced off the fucking CD. But, I like vinyl. So, and it's fun. They're fun to play, I like vinyl that sounds good, and it's just fun to play. So I suppose in this case, maybe the CD might sound better than this. It probably does, or probably sounds identical. But I'm still gonna play this because, well, simply because I can, and I choose to do so. But yeah, that's all the Danzig related stuff I have on vinyl. There's a moth here. I think it's a fucking moth. Right there. But that's all I have on vinyl. Danzig related stuff anyway. And that's for the time being. I did see there's bootleg copies of Hail the Gods Kill, Danzig 3. And fuck that, they went to town on that one. The packaging was just, I've never seen an original copy of it on LP. I mean, I know they're out there, but I just haven't seen one in real life. But fucking hell, the packaging and the attention to detail was alarming. I just didn't have enough to buy it on the day that I saw it. I went back whenever and it was fucking gone. But one day I'll get it. I do have this though, although this isn't vinyl. This is the Samhain box set, which has everything, which isn't much. Initium, Unholy Passion, November Coming Fire, Final Descent, and then Live, 85 to 86. And I remember I bought this off eBay for like $60 years ago. And I went to pick it up and it was this tiny old Asian woman who met me at the park, wherever she lived, and yeah, it comes with a comic, and it's just like only 4 pages. It's not, it's nice to have, but it's yeah, flash in the pan really. But yeah, she was just this little tiny Asian, old lady. She was, who knows, at least 50. And yeah, it was just, probably the last person I would have thought of that would, be selling Samhain box sets on eBay. Yeah, it was quite cute. This is the book it comes with. And you just got like live shots and cartoon drawings and whatnot. I really, really like the Samhain stuff. It's musically, I mean, as far as the musicianship is something less to be desired, but you got some lyrics here for Initium, but I like what Glenn was going for with this band, just the image and the atmosphere that the music creates. It's yeah, it's awesome. It's great. It's different to the Misfits and different to anything that he did in Danzig. Although I've only heard the first 3 albums, so maybe in later albums, if he's done the same thing as what he did in Samhain, then I wouldn't know. So don't jump down my throat for not saying that. And then, of course, you've got the albums, the CDs. They just come in like little little cardboard, mini LP sleeves. Which when I went to Japan, I bought these little baggies. I just keep them in that just to protect them, because I mean this is out of print. I think this was made in like 2000, and yeah, can't really find it anymore. And whether these will ever be reissued on CD, who the fuck knows. This is the different mix to the 12-inch, and this has got a bonus track, which the name escapes me. It's like track 5, and it's just Misery Tomb. That's it, Misery Tomb. That wasn't on the 12-inch, not on the original release anyway. And I'm usually in most cases, I prefer the original mixes over remixes, but fuck man, I prefer how this sounds, the mix on this, than the original 12-inch. Misery Tomb I don't really care for, because that's just Glenn and co wailing for 3 minutes. But yeah, if I could get a copy of this on LP, it'd be fucking sick. Then you got November Coming Fire. Mother of Mercy, I remember, was used for one of the Guitar Heroes. I think the Metallica Guitar Hero, which was nice, I suppose, unless he gets the music out there. And then Final Descent. And then the live compilation. I think it's more of a compilation than an album, I'm not sure. And then a live video on VHS. Seriously? I mean, this box set came out in 2000, which DVDs were well and truly out by then. So why they couldn't stick this on DVD, who the fuck knows? I mean, Christ, I think the cost of manufacturing of a VHS tape has to be more than the CD. There's so many parts and components that go into making a VHS tape. It had to be more expensive to make this than it would be just to, run off a DVD. But who the fuck knows? Not me. But it is what it is. But I transferred it onto DVD using my DVD recorder, VHS combo. So problem solved. But still, it would have been nice if they released it on DVD. That's just I tend to hold on to old technology, so you know, it wasn't a problem for me really. But you know, for a lot of you out there who probably don't have VCRs or whatnot, you're pretty much fucked if you want to watch it. Because I suppose you could probably just download it off YouTube or something like that. But still. But anyway, it is what it is. And I paid like $60, $80 tops for this, and it's a pretty good fucking deal if you ask me. I don't know how much this sells for now, but I mean, whatever it sells for, I really don't care, because this is staying with me regardless. I don't care if this sells for $300 US, I'd still be keeping it. So yeah, so that's my my Danzig related stuff. Which I'll probably just leave it. Well, I might show some David Bowie records, I don't know, but I mean, this video is already running at what, 36 minutes, so yeah, it's I'll just go on to continuing to clean some records, but yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe to release more videos of records and maybe some CDs and what have you. I've been collecting records since 1992. Before all the hipsters and all the shit that goes on now. Before Crosley was even fucking heard of. And I remember back in the 90s, you know, I used to go to like secondhand record stores and shit like that, and I would find all these metal LPs and 70s rock and alternative and whatever. And the LPs would be like $8, $7. I remember I got Halloween Walls of Jericho for $4. And I used to think, man, that was the shit. That was fucking awesome. I mean, Christ. You know, I was a teenager, and you know, my pocket money was like $20 a week, so I had to buy my like weekly ticket, which was like $5 or whatever, and I'd pocket the rest. If I could alter the tickets to get an extra week out of it, then I would. So then I wouldn't have to buy. You know, that's $20 I would have, and then if, you know, my parents gave me lunch money or whatever, I wouldn't eat at school. So I'd pocket all the lunch money, and then every weekend I'd do the rounds, and I'd just go to all the record stores and shit like that, and just get as much. Every single weekend I used to do it. It was fucking awesome. Me and my mates, we used to do it. And I used to think, you know, oh, I wish records would come back and blah, 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 and wouldn't it be great if I could just walk into any store and, you know, there'd be everywhere, just like they used to be in the 80s and whatnot. And now that that's happened, you know, they're saying be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Well, I mean, it's great that you can get, everything's being released on vinyl and stuff like that, but fucking hell, the prices aren't the same as what they used to be. You know, I went to Japan in 2009, and oh man, I came home. I was there for the first time I went there. I think I was there for like eight days. No, 8 nights and 9 days, and I came back with 42 LPs and 30-something CDs. And I was, oh man, I was like, it was heaven. You know, I mean, I love Japan. Records and shopping aside, Japan is just a fucking awesome place. Seriously, safest place ever. You know, you could do whatever you want in Japan, within reason, but you know, it's totally safe, and and there's no stigma. You can dress how you want, look how you want, listen to whatever you want, like whatever you want, and no one's gonna fucking look down on you and treat you like a fucking leper. And the prices back in 2009, wow. I got like Def Leppard High and Dry and Pyromania US LPs, just still in the original shrink wrap, stone fucking mint condition for 100 yen. 100 yen. Fucking unreal. That was crazy. Celtic Frost 2 Megatherian on vinyl was like $30. It was like, yeah, 2,900 yen or some shit like that. It's crazy. It's fantastic. Now, they, you know, obviously, vinyls come back and you go there now and, you know, the prices are still good. I mean, you know, in comparison, I mean, you know, you can't expect them to have 2009 prices. Who would? No one would, you know, but, yeah, you know, kind of made me wish. I mean, I went to Japan twice in 2009 and it's like, I should have went back the next year and the year after that, just made the most of it, hey, but still, you know, I think between 2 trips I probably got close to 100 LPs just in that 1 year, and that's minus all the mail order and shit like that, and eBay and all that shit that I was doing. So that was a great year, 2009. When it came, that's for my record collection and CD collection, by the way. All of that shit behind me is not mine. Not all of it's mine. They're all my CDs. The white cabinets, they're my housemate's movies, and then all my movies are in the brown cabinet there. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm making these videos more for me than anyone else. As selfish as that sounds, I know, but there's just way too many fucking trolls out there, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna bend over for any of them. I'm one of those people that I'm not. Let's just say I'm in my 30s, and I'm not gonna pander to anyone's fucking demands or stupid fucking behaviour. So the minute I see shit I don't like, they either get deleted or I just disable comments on my videos altogether. I really would not lose any sleep over doing that. Wouldn't think twice about it. I don't care about, you know, monetization and shit like that. So if I want to say the word cunt, I will. Without any fear. And being an Aussie, you know, we tend to say that word quite a lot. Probably as much as people who aren't white use the N word. We say cunt as a term of endearment. In most cases. I can tell, and the people that I know, you know, if we say that to someone and mean it, you know it, you know. Otherwise, it's just, you know, instead of we substitute that word, instead of saying dude, we just use the word cunt, and yeah, you know. So I certainly can't see any video where I use that word being monetized, so be it. Like I said, these videos are more for me than stupid fucking companies that want to use my videos to advertise their shit on. So, and if YouTube want to hide my videos or not make them turn up in the search results, so be it. Couldn't give 2 shits. If people find them, they find them. If I get views, great. If I don't, I don't. No big deal. But yeah, I've got, like, when it comes to records and stuff, I listen to all sorts of shit. This is one of my favourite Bowie albums, The Man Who Sold the World. I listen to, yeah, like I said, mainly metal, black, death metal, thrash, 80s, glam, 70s. I'm a bit funny with anything that's made after 1995, even with the bands I love, only because, I don't know, just shit changed as far as music is concerned, and I make exceptions, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to, like, just production and loudness war and song composition, and I don't know, I feel that even some of the bands that I love, they lost their way in the late 90s and 2000s and whatnot. Dark Throne being one example. Not saying that I hate their new stuff or anything like that, and actually I think the last good album that they put out, in my eyes, for me, would be Sardonic Wrath, and that was, what, 2003? Pretty much the last album on Moonfog. Once they went back to Peaceville, they just started playing the punk crust shit that they play now, which, if that's what they want to do, then, go for gold, mate. I'd rather them be around than not be around. If I don't like it, then I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that do, and hey, if they they like making the music that they're making, then I'm happy for them. Just doesn't mean I have to listen to it, that's all. But I like the fact that they're still out there doing what they do, and stirring the pot, as it were. So that's all well and good. But yeah, I even got a few classical LPs, which probably won't make it to the channel because I doubt many people will be interested in that, and quite frankly, I'm not really interested in showcasing any of them anyway. But yeah, prog rock as well. Massive fan of not massive, but a long time fan of Rick Wakeman. My dad plays the keyboards, and so I used to listen to Wakeman's albums a lot when I was a kid. So I grew up on that shit. I grew up on the Beatles. So yeah, I think what I tend to do is I don't really stick to, like, my listening habits are quite erratic. I'll listen to the Beatles one hand, and then the next record will be Beherit, which is a Finnish black metal band. I remember back in the 90s, I had a cassette with Kiss, Dressed to Kill on side A, and Impaled Nazarene, Suomi, Finland, Perkele on side B. And that's just what I did, because I could go from one extreme to another, because I can't listen to metal all the time, every time. I know there's people out there that do, and again, that's your thing, all good, but I need some variety. And so yeah, I don't know, I just figured that I'll see what happens with this video, and see what happens. If other people start watching it, great. If they don't, whatever. Even if I don't get views, I probably might just make other videos anyway, just because it makes me happy. So and who knows, maybe it'll be one of those things where 10 years later I'll start getting heaps of views. I did make a video on my battery LPs some time ago, particularly the Yellow Goat. It's not there now because it was on my old email address, and I had to delete that for reasons I won't get into, but I made a video where was showing people how to tell an original copy of Bathory's first album, which had a yellow goat on the front cover. Because fucking there were assholes on eBay that were selling counterfeit copies and, you know, passing them off as original copies, and they were selling anywhere from like $500 to $1,000, you know, especially, and some of them were sealed, which they were never fucking, original pressings were never fucking sealed, never. And I just thought, man, fuck that, you know, people are getting ripped off fucking blind. And I thought, nah, fuck that shit, I've got to put a stop to it. So I made a video, and I went from, like, you know, all the etchings on the dead wax in the middle, in, you know, what to look for, labels to look for, the cover, how to tell an original cover from a counterfeit one, which is pretty much common knowledge nowadays, you know. So I don't feel like I'd need to remake the video or anything, but it certainly helped out at the time. And I remember some sellers were even linking my video to that, you know, just to, so people could, you know, could see that they were getting a genuine pressing. And I was really happy about that, because, you know, if someone's going to, I mean, I was lucky enough to buy my copy for $126.50 US, you know, back before people caught on to it. But, you know, if someone wants to spend $900, $1,000 on an LP, that's fine, you know. But they make sure they're getting what they pay for. Not get ripped off by some fucking asshole, you know, selling them bootleg copies. That's just totally fucked. And anything that I could do to stop that from happening, I did. And once I felt that my work was done, you know, the video wasn't getting any more hits or anything like that, everyone pretty much knew what to look for, it was common knowledge, then there was no point in for it to be there anymore, I suppose. It did its job, and yeah. But, you know, who knows, I'll probably end up doing a video on my Bathory records. And my Dark Thrones, because I've got most of the Dark Thrones that I want. I do have an original copy of Transylvanian Hunger, so that's probably the hardest one to get, I would imagine. But yeah, you know, who knows, maybe I'll do a video where I'll do Bathory, Dark Throne and Body Count, or Body Count and Anal Cunt. That'll be a good one. That'll really fucking stir the pot with all the SJWs out there. Yeah, I probably will do it now. But anyway, almost an hour, so probably should stop this video, and probably fucking take forever to upload. It's like 4:22 now. I could start uploading this video now and fucking I'll wake up and it'll still be rendering, probably. But anyway, thanks for watching, if you have watched it. And if you made it this far and haven't fucked off already, which I wouldn't blame you if you did. So there's no hard feelings there. You'll probably just skim through in 5, 10, 15, 20. Again, I do it. And if it's interesting, then I'll watch the whole fucking thing. But I'm not going to say leave a like and comment and subscribe and all that shit, because we all know what YouTube's about, and you're either going to do it or you're not. So at your discretion. And yeah, if you do any of those things, then you're doing it at your own volition. So not simply because I asked you to. So anyway, I think that's all for now. And yeah, Steph, if you if you do watch this video, yeah, let me know. And sorry for waffling and being a long one, if you've made it this far anyway. But anyway, I digress. Catch you later.